where there were crimes in the Lapland War. When we think about the Lapland War, a conflict fought between Finland and Nazi Germany from September to November 1944, the question of war crimes often arises. This war was a significant event in Scandinavian history, marking Finland's attempt to exit World War II. So, were there war crimes committed during this conflict? The Lapland War was mainly characterized by military operations and strategic decisions. It was not primarily known for direct attacks on civilians. The German forces, led by General Lothar Rendulic, adopted a scorched earth policy. This meant they destroyed infrastructure and buildings to slow down the Finnish and Soviet advances. Thousands of buildings were lost, including homes and government structures, while churches and hospitals were spared. One key point to note is that the civilian population had largely been evacuated before the war escalated. This evacuation limited the potential for direct harm to non-combatants during the conflict. However, the destruction of roads, bridges, and communication lines was extensive. This widespread damage can be viewed as a form of collective punishment, aimed at penalizing Finland for changing sides and hindering the Soviet advance. Despite this destruction, it is not typically classified as a war crime in the same way that atrocities against civilians or prisoners of war are. In the broader context of World War II, Finnish soldiers did participate in operations alongside the Waffen-SS in other regions, such as Ukraine and the Caucasus. During those operations, they may have been involved in actions against Soviet prisoners of war and civilians. However, those actions were not part of the Lapland War itself. In Scandinavia, the Lapland War is remembered more for its military strategies than for specific war crimes. The conflict highlighted Finland's challenges in navigating its position between Germany and the Soviet Union during World War II. The aftermath of the war required extensive reconstruction efforts in Lapland, showcasing the broader impact of the conflict on the region. So, while the Lapland War involved significant destruction and military tactics, it does not fit the traditional definition of war crimes as seen in other conflicts. The focus remains on the strategic decisions made during this complex period in history.